Here to provide a Tennessee welcome is Bob Strasser. Bob is a board member for Davidson County Soil Conservation District here in Nashville and farms just down the road. In fact, you can see his silos as you exit the Gaylord Opryland. Please join me in welcoming Bob to the stage.
On behalf of the Davidson County Soil Conservation District, good morning and welcome to Nashville, Tennessee. For all my fellow Southerners and hillbillies, that translates into, howdy y'all, glad you come by. I am a fourth generation farmer here in the county, and yes, my farm, home farm, is 0.8 of a mile across the road. I want to share with you a little bit why somebody would be crazy enough to still farm here in Davidson County in the middle of Nashville. My great-grandparents immigrated from Germany in 1885. By 1895, they had bought a farm, a really nice farm at the Mud Tavern community, some 6 miles south of here. They farmed, 3 of their sons farmed around them. My grandfather was one of those. They were primarily produce farmers, yet they all started small dairies in the 1940s trying to get more manure for their ever-increasing vegetable crops. In 1951, 17,000 acres were taken by eminent domain to increase the size of the Nashville airport. My grandfather's farm and the home place were taken. In 1952, my grandfather bought our current farm at public auction. His 2 brothers, whose farms were not taken by the airport, ridiculed him for moving so far out in the country. You got to remember, there was no parkway. He grew vegetables and had to go to market every day. The only way out of this bend of the river was to cross the river on a ferry and go to town through East Nashville. My father and his brothers hauled their canned milk to the processing plant on their way to Father Ryan High School because there was no milk route out here. Times have changed. In 1981, in order to settle my grandfather's estate, my father bought most of the farm from his siblings, and he and I formed a partnership. The brothers had milked 200 cows through the 60s and 70s. And that was a large dairy, one of the largest in the state, herd-wise, during that time. We continued to operate much in the same fashion until 1988, when the final resolution of my father and brother's partnership was the sale of a 220-acre river bottom that I had been renting from them. That land was sold to Opryland Hotel to become their golf course. That joins my farm now, my home farm. We took Dad's share of the money, borrowed a bunch more, and bought 650 acres, 48 miles northwest of here, near the town of Adams, Tennessee. At the time, we thought we would soon be forced out because of the rapid growth and development in the Nashville area. Well, we haven't moved yet. We have commuted to that farm for going on 30 years now, where we grow corn, soybeans, wheat, alfalfa hay, and dark-fired tobacco. At that same time, due to the loss of the river bottom, I scaled the dairy back to 90 cows in order to better fit its forage production and manure disposal. In 2012, a life-changing event happened for me. After years of heartbreak, miscarriages, and thousands of dollars in vitro, my wife Deborah and I were blessed with the birth of our daughter, Olivia Sue. Thinking that, I guess really, becoming a father at age 54 rocked my world. And thinking I was going to free up more time, I transitioned the farm again. I sold the only thing I had known all my life. I sold the milk cows and transitioned to beef. Now, my wife says it hasn't freed up any more time and I work just as much. But I will tell you that if I was still milking, I wouldn't be here this morning. I've been to more funeral visitations, board meetings, and events in 4 years than I had in 32 years cumulative. Farming has really changed in our county, just like our farm has changed. My father went to college in the mid-50s, served in the Army in the late 50s. In fact, he was on President Eisenhower's honor guard, splitting his time between the White House and Arlington Cemetery with duties at the Tomb of the Unknown. I was actually born in Arlington, Virginia, while he was on duty there. When he came back to the farm in 1959, Davidson County had 115 dairy farms and 40 milk processors. The last 25 years of my dairy career, I was the only dairy farmer with 2 milk processors who primarily buy their milk from out of state. There might be, I know of 3, there might be half a dozen full-time traditional farmers left in our county. We have lots of part-time farmers, folks with acreage that have cows and horses. In fact, I am now transitioning more of our crop ground into hay, and just 2 years ago went back to baling small squares in order to add value to our top quality hay. But the new generation of farmers in Davidson County call themselves urban farmers. They're growing vegetables on rooftops and vacant lots and in their basements. Our Soil Conservation District gets numerous applications each year for the high tunnel hoop houses. My daughter is now in kindergarten, and just like she is the only farm kid in her school. I do lots of outreach over there. I take bottle calves, corn, soybeans, even cotton plants, and I try to teach the kids, the students, the teachers, and especially the parents, who seem to be the most naive, about the truth where their food comes from. We have 1.5 miles of river frontage on the Cumberland River. All my life, I have been keenly aware of erosion and water quality issues. This crop that I am fixing to plant this spring will be my 26th consecutive 100% no-till on both farms crop. In the old days, we used soil conservation more for the technical assistance. We did tile drainage, we built farm ponds, manure storage facilities. In the last few years, I've used the cost share programs to put in high traffic areas, heavy traffic where we're feeding our cattle, fences to exclude the cattle from those same farm ponds, watering troughs, and then our last big project was grid sampling and prescription application of our lime and nutrients. It's been a pleasure for me to welcome you to my neighborhood. I hope you have a great convention, enjoy your stay in Nashville. And if you really want to see what Nashville has become, I encourage you to go downtown and listen to some live music. It's probably better than what you can find at home because all the good ones come here thinking they're going to be the next big thing. Thank you.